Hello everyone, Loremaster of Sotek here. So I've been sitting on making this video for a while now. It's kind of more of a news update video, but one of the things that I really wanted to talk about was that I wanted to recommend to you guys a couple of different YouTube channels. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because lately I have been less of a individualist freelancer, so to speak, and have started working a lot more with other people, which has been very fun. It makes being a YouTuber much less lonely and quite a bit more entertaining. So I wanted to kind of give shout outs to a good amount of people who I personally not only like working with, but like watching, and so on and so forth. That's kind of the point of this video. So I'm going to start this video by just kind of going down a list of people I would recommend you guys check out. And I'm not saying you got to go subscribe to them. Just, check them out. And if you like them, then throw them a sub. And because a lot of them live stream or do kind of particular things, and I'll kind of go over that. So let's just go ahead and hop into it. And the person I want to start with is the person who I think is the most important, which is Turin. So if you have never watched Turin, Turin is kind of... The best way to describe it is he is sort of the central platform that the YouTube Warhammer community is starting to build around, which is something I always wanted to do, but I just didn't have the pull for it. But Turin does. On top of the fact that he's pretty hilarious and he's got a really good community going for him. If you're really into memes, you'll probably like him a lot. His meme game is pretty strong. For some people I know when they're watching live content, that's important. But he's very entertaining, first of all, which is important, especially since he live streams a ton. And second of all, he knows the game really well. He's a very competitive player, but he's not like... I won't name names, but he's not like some people who only care about the competitive side of things. Like, he's there to have fun, and he will take really goofy builds that are just terrible, because that's what people want to see, or that's what people think would be fun, and he's there to entertain. But most importantly, he also organizes a lot of cross-platforming between the different YouTubers. So, I mean, it's through his Discord, for instance, that I've met a lot of people who I consider associates now. So Turin is definitely a good person to go subscribe to, A, because his content's really good, but B, because he's probably the best place that you're going to see new people, new YouTubers, and is going to give exposure to things that might be interesting to you. So he's definitely someone worth checking out. So the next person I would recommend is someone called Italian Spartacus. You might have heard of him a few times because I've done some podcasts on his channel. Like, he hosts a podcast that I've been to twice so far. He's very fun to work with, and he's got a sultry voice. Like, he's got a stupidly good voice that I am upsettingly jealous of, because I know my lore channel would do better if I had a voice like that. But he also does quite a bit of gameplay videos. Him and Turin are kind of real-life friends as well, so you see a lot of connection between them. But Italian is pretty crucial also to how this community is built up. He's not quite as active as Turin, but his content's just as good. He also live streams. He also plays other games on, I think, his Twitch channel. So if you're looking for someone that's a little more diverse than just Warhammer, he's a good place to check out. And he also does his own lore videos. They're quite a different format than mine, but they're still plenty good. And he invests a lot in different books and does other things. Like, he knows a lot more of the older lore than I do, which is something that's always valued and appreciated, because most of the new lore, or most of the current lore, isn't completely new. It has roots and origins, and it's really interesting to study and observe that. So he's someone that I would really recommend you check out if you're kind of wanting to look back a little more, or if you're wanting to just get different perspectives on similar subjects. And his podcasts are really fun. And they're a good place to, once again, get exposure of other YouTubers, and you kind of get to see me in a different environment, able to just kind of shoot the shit with someone, which a lot of people enjoy, and they're really good to listen to if you're just cleaning or driving or whatever. Kind of like my lore videos, but less intense, I don't know, maybe is the right word. After that, there are a couple of YouTubers who I won't spend as much time on, but there are people who I recommend you check out. So someone that's up and coming, who I am beginning to invest in quite a bit, is a YouTuber named Eric the Red. And I'll have links to all these guys' channels in the top comment. Eric is an up and coming guy who just showed up on the scene, who actually has some pretty interesting animation skills. His work is very similar to If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speak Device series, but he does fantasy-based stuff. Mostly it's revolving around Total War right now, but hopefully in the future he'll expand into some different horizons. But he's a really nice guy. I've talked to him a few times, and he's very humble, very nice to work with. And he's someone that I would really recommend you check out and start supporting now, because I think he's going to be a big deal. I think he's going to be a huge deal once he gets off the ground, and you guys could be fundamental to helping him get off the ground. So I know I would appreciate that, and I know he would appreciate it too. The next couple of YouTubers, the next one who's pretty big, he's not big, but he's someone that has drawn my attention a lot, and I'm genuinely excited when I see his new video up, is Dov Plays. Dov Plays is a little bit different from everyone else that I've seen, because one of the things he does that I really like is he actually focuses in on like really narrow matches and explaining why certain things happen the way they do, and actually giving you in-depth looks at maybe how certain units performs or how certain matchups, and if there's like really popular builds going on right now, he will search thoroughly for like a way to counter that popular build and make a video about it, so that if you're playing competitive or quick play just for fun, you can actually like learn different builds, also learn what's popular in the meta right then, and get some really interesting counters. And he also is one of those people that has a really good voice for this sort of thing. He has he was just gifted with a good voice, just like Italian was. So he is probably someone he is someone I highly recommend as well. I really enjoy his content. I consume quite a bit of it. Like a lot of these other guys, like I watch, like Eric the Red, I do the same thing. But like Turin and Italian Spartacus, I enjoy their stuff, but I don't watch all of it just because I don't have the time, and they put out a lot of material. But I catch what I can. But I prefer them for their live streams. When it comes to just pure videos, Eric the Red stuff is just hilarious. But Dov Plays has really good content. Someone else who I really enjoy watching is a YouTuber named the Gobbo King, who, if you're involved in Turin's circles, you've definitely heard of him a lot. He draws a lot of attention to himself. He's probably the best player that I know, who probably would be extremely high in the rankings in the competitive scene if he didn't have a habit of taking super goofy builds to make his viewers happy, which is a mark in his favor, not against him. Gobbo, I argue with him about stuff because I think his tastes can be poor sometimes, and I mean that kind of as a joke. But like me and him have disagreements on what models look good and what models don't. But he's a fun guy to watch. He's pretty funny. He can be a bit. He's got a good sharp tongue on him when he wants to do fun retorts. So if you like someone who's a bit quick-witted, Gobbo is definitely someone I would recommend for you. He's enjoyable to watch. And he's very good at almost every game that he plays. I haven't seen him play a game where I would say he was bad or below average. He's probably another person. He is another person I would really recommend. Then there are some other YouTubers who aren't super big. They're kind of up and coming, but I would recommend you guys check them out just because they have good personalities and their gameplay is pretty solid, and because they have small subscriber bases, these are guys that if you go support them, you're more likely to have their attention, which is a positive, and you're also able to be part of a vibrant and growing community. Shadow Online Gaming is one of them. He's someone who I actually just played in Turin's Best of 5. And there are a couple other people that I'll be linking down below, but it's probably time for me to go ahead and start moving on in this video. Those are the people who I want to draw attention to, because they're people I've had the chance to kind of talk to and interact with. There are probably one or two that I'm forgetting, but if you look into this community, especially on Turin's channel, and kind of pay attention to it and how it's growing, you will start to notice people, and I would encourage you to check them out. And you know, this is something I've been wanting to do. It's a kind of a spooky thing almost, because you can't help but wonder, being a YouTuber, if drawing attention to others is going to like hurt your bottom line. But I think it's something that's important to do, because the survivability of this community is based on how much support it has and how dynamic it is. So I think supporting a lot of these smaller guys in what they do is really important. So I hope some of those interest some of you guys, and you'll go check them out and give them a sub and tell them that Loremaster of Sotek recommended them or sent you over there or whatever. I would really appreciate that. So with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and move into news. So, live streaming. I have wanted to live stream for quite a while now. I've tried it on Twitch, I've tried it on YouTube, and after some thoughts and workings on it, YouTube has proven to be much better for me. Because it doesn't require as many hoops and hurdles to jump through to get like a subscriber kind of thing going. And it's also easier for my base to find me, because it sets out like a YouTube notification. So, which, by the way, if you haven't already, there's a bell next to where it says like Loremaster Sotek subscribe. Next to the subscribe button, there's a bell, and if you click it, whenever I release a new video or I go live on live stream, it'll immediately like text you or email you or something to let you know that I'm live. So if you're interested in that, check that out and click that bell. But I've decided I'm going to start streaming full time. And what I mean by that is I'm not going to just wing it. I'm going to actually have scheduled times that I live stream. It's not going to be starting this week, because I have a guest coming into town, a friend who I'm going to be spending a lot of time with, so I won't be able to stream a whole bunch. But starting probably Monday the 18th, I'm going to be streaming Monday through Fridays from noon Central Standard Time to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We might like move it back an hour or two, or move it forward or whatever, but I will always set a reminder on YouTube of when I'm going to stream. That way you guys have that information available. And in addition to that, if there needs to be changes, I will try my damnedest to get better at sending out notifications on my Twitter account. So that people know. But I want to start streaming on a much more regular basis. That way you guys know when to be there, and you know when to turn your phones on or your laptops or whatever. So I hope that's something a lot of you are looking forward to. As far as what I'll be streaming, most of the time it's probably just going to be like some quick battles in Total War Warhammer 2, some campaign on Mortal Empires, maybe some Total War Warhammer 2 campaigns. Then we might play like Blood Bowl or Man of War Corsair, or it might just be me like working on crap like painting. I don't know if I can live stream painting yet, but that's something I want to work on. And things like maybe just working on projects. And of course, it'll be a good time to just interact with me, get to know me. I'll be getting a webcam fairly soon. That I obviously won't use for lore videos, but I would use when I live streamed. That way y'all can actually see me and see Chloe, who was very popular in that stupid little video I put out. So in any event, I've been talking for almost 15 minutes, so I want to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank all you guys for your continued support. Patreon has been doing pretty well, and I'm really thankful for everyone who's been supporting me on there, and I hope you continue to do so. And I hope those of you who enjoy my content will consider supporting me as well, because that's my main form of income, and that's what keeps the lights on and helps me survive. So thank you all so much for everything you do, and I will be seeing you guys very soon. There is a new lore video that just came out for patrons, and it will be released publicly on Tuesday. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out all those other YouTubers, and I'll catch you next time.